Hey there, Aquarius. This is your 2016 reading. Now, this is for Aquariuses who were born between February 9th and February 18th. If you haven't seen the other videos yet, what I did is I split up each sign into three parts, the decans of astrology, more or less, about every 10 days for each sign. And I did this as a gift to my subscribers and everybody here so that these readings will be a little bit more specific to each sign, to each person in between those 10 days. So again, this is for those born between February 9th and the 18th. If you weren't born between those days, you can just click the description below, and I have the three videos with the birth dates after them, so you can find your video there. And I've been telling everybody, please feel free to watch all three videos. I'm sure there will be, bits and pieces in all of them that kind of make a lot of sense to you. So for you, the last decan of Aquarius, you start off with the Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds is a great card. It's going to be a heavy work year for you, which is kind of different than the other two Aquariuses, by the way. So that's very interesting. It's kind of like very heavy work focus for you this year. I think you're going to be focused on your careers or building a career, even if you don't have a jobs definitely on the table for you. Even building a business, building a really exciting business, I think comes up for a lot of you. Definitely picking up on that. But I like the Jack of Diamonds for several reasons. Number one, Jack of Diamonds truly wants to be the king. I think that you are in the beginning stages of something, even career-wise or job-wise, or will be this year, maybe even starting a new career. But coming up as a Jack is kind of like the beginning. But the Jack is the one king in the deck. I mean, the one Jack in the deck who really wants to be the king. He really wants to reach the top. So while it says that you're at the beginning stages, it does say that you also really want to kind of reach and reach that top place. The other reason I really like the Jack of Diamonds is he has that good work-life balance. Like, he's good at working really hard, but he's also good at playing really hard. So he's got the balance. I think this card will bring a lot of balance to you this year. It'll allow you to like make money, but also have some fun with that money and not be stressed out about money. But you also be able to like get out and meet people. You do have love on the table as well. So love is definitely there. If you're single, you could definitely go out and meet people. I think if you are in a relationship, that you'll just be really happy this year. It'll go really well. Probably very if nothing else, very minor issues, but nothing that is very serious relationship wise. I think it'll be a really good year for a lot of you relationship wise. So I really like this card. That's mainly what I'm picking up here. Next, you have the Five of Diamonds. Excellent card. Starting new jobs. It's a birth card. It represents birth. There's always a bit of pain beforehand, which would have been the past several years for you, probably experiencing pain, things not working out for you, not making money, not making enough money, struggling with bills, all of that other stuff. But this card comes in and says, hey, 2016 is a new year. We're going to give you an opportunity to get a new job. It's there if you haven't had a job. Or we're going to give you the opportunity to start a business. I always tell people also, if you have been trying to start a business in the past and things just aren't clicking, aren't working, try again this year with this card, because the Five of Diamonds really allows things to kind of like move forward. Whereas in the past, you would have been bumping up some obstacles and maybe some things like that. But Five of Diamonds is, like I said, a great card. Any ideas you have, if you have even a crazy idea for a business or something, go for it. This card is like a do it type of card. It's like, you need to do this. It's really important for you. This card also is very good for salespeople. So if you are in sales, or even if you're in a business and you get contracts or anything like that, which is still kind of sales, you'll do really well with this card this year. It's all about birth of new clients, new sales. All these things come up with this card. Next, you have the Two of Diamonds. Really happy to see this as well, because it's matching up with a job that makes you really happy. This is you getting a job that could really kind of like, you'd be really happy with, that you'd be happy being there. It'd be nice pay as well. Like, it would be the good, type of pay where you're getting paid enough and you're able to pay your bills and stuff. But this can also represent a business partner coming in if you have a business, and they would be really great for your business. I say that every time with this card. It's like in 2016, if you have somebody who comes in and they could potentially be a business partner, take them. I mean, especially if the type that make sure that they don't just talk the talk. Make sure they actually like walk the walk and they actually do what they say. But if they do, they would be really, really good for your business with this card. It's really important, a really important card. it's a card of being directly motivated by money. I mean, people who get this card usually are very, motivated when it comes to money, and that's kind of what does it. So sometimes with this card, what can happen is like more money can come into us. We can start making more money. That gives us more motivation, and then we're like full steam ahead. We really want to start working even harder to make even more. So I like this card for that as well. Next, you have the King of Clubs, which is you, Aquarius. The last Aquarius video, Decan 2, they also had this card, and it's all about seeing into the future. It's all about seeing things before they happen. In business, if you're a business Aquarius who has a business, you could do really well with this card. If you have any feelings, gut feelings of like where your business is going, or if you have like a feeling like some product or something like that is going to take off, get it and like sell it, because it will. You'll like with this card, you'll kind of have that future vision. You'll have that future sight of knowing when things are going to happen. You can also avoid disasters with this, like, you know what I mean? If you see something coming down and you feel like you should get out of the way, do it with this card. It's really important to trust your gut. The clubs cards, they're usually very psychic, even though sometimes I think that like the spades cards are a little bit more psychic. But the one thing that the clubs cards have is they have that gut feeling, that gut intuition. So trust your gut this year. Do whatever you can to really just like if you get something deep down, then it's really important that you believe it this year with this card. So don't ignore your gut feelings. Next, you have the Jack of Hearts. Again, like I said, it seems like you have a good mixture this year of like work and fun. It seems very work focused, but I think you're also going to allow yourself to have fun. That's a Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts can also be an admirer coming in, somebody who's interested in you, probably at work. You're reading so work focused. I would say that it could be somebody at work or at business, or even if you go into somebody's business, like their place of business or something, you could meet somebody there, and they would be very fun. Jack of Hearts are just fun people. They're very loving and carefree. They don't get angry or anything like that. They just let things go. So they'd be like a lot of fun in that sense. Again, it doesn't matter. I don't attach sex to my card, so male or female, whatever you're interested in, could be coming in. So, like I said, it doesn't matter. But they would be maybe a little bit young, maybe a little bit immature, but not immature in a bad way. They would just have like a youthfulness about them, a childlike, energy about them. So that's one thing that makes them a lot of fun as well. Some of them, well, I'll put it this way. You would know who this person is when you come across them, because even if they think they're not being obvious about being interested in you, they're totally obvious about it. So you'd probably have a good feeling. You'd probably be able to pick it up with this card. Next, you have the Five of Hearts, birth of a relationship. Fives are all about birth, and this is a Hearts card, so it can literally mean birthing a relationship. I also said this to the first Aquarius video. They also had this card, or something similar. I don't remember at this point. I do apologize, but I've been doing these videos for like hours now, and so everything's mixing together. But I think they had this card, and I said to them that this card is all about being more spontaneous. Sometimes when we get this card, if we're stuck in our lives, like if you're stuck in some way, this card can come in and say, hey, you know what, you need to stop. You need to like do something different for the day. Do something that you don't normally do. You need to have more fun. You need to get yourself out there. You need to do some things that scare you even, because you can become kind of a recluse with this card if you're not careful, because it can, like, if say you haven't had money for a while, which is probably the case for, a small percentage of you, I'm getting, maybe you just need to, and now you have money. It's like, okay, so now you have money, so now it's time to leave the home and like get out into the real world. Don't allow bad things to happen with this card. I'm also, it's a travel card. Aquarius, you've had a lot about travel this year. I think that's going to be a big theme for some of you, at least, traveling. For some, the weird thing that I'm getting now is for some of you, it feels like a lot of you are going to be traveling, but not until like next year, even 2018. It feels like a little bit in the future. But maybe you're just preparing this year. Maybe you're learning about things. Maybe you're kind of getting excited about maybe wanting to travel somewhere in the future, and you're just kind of preparing and planning and thinking. So, maybe that's why it's coming up in the future. The last card you have, really great card. I think you're going to feel really good this year, because this is the Three of Hearts, which is a card of emotional happiness. Just being happy, just feeling happy, having emotional happiness, not having to worry about so much stuff. All that stuff comes up with this card. It's also a card of exploring, which also kind of like ties into that travel thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's a card about exploring new things. I think that's really important for all Aquariuses this year. All three Decans, all three videos that I did. I think it's important for you to need to explore new things. I think part of the problem is like when we have a lot of challenges. Like Aquarius has been very challenged for many years. You start to get on a path that's like kind of comfortable, that's just better than what you've been experiencing, and then you get stuck on that path. So this card says, hey, you know what? The bad stuff is behind you. You really need to open up a little bit more, and you need to like look at some other things. You need to allow yourself to kind of like branch out, because you know you're on this like comfortable path now where you're comfortable, but you know things aren't like perfect, but it's still better than what it was and all this other stuff. This card says, hey, you know what? You need to start exploring your world and everything. This isn't just love. This isn't just money. It's everything. You need to start exploring a little bit more, stepping outside your comfort zone because, hey, you know, you need to allow some more things in. You need to kind of get uncomfortable again, and then you can expand your path, and that can really allow you to move forward. So that's an important message. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great 2016, and again, please feel free to watch all three videos for your sign.